Hello and welcome to Spiritually Speaking. I love these pillows in my reflection room. Have faith, believe, and succeed. Love it. Anyway, today's topic, Mom used to say, was that's your perspective or that's your perception of things. You know, I had said that once to somebody and they told me that my perception or my perspective was wrong. It's not. We're all individuals and we all have our own perception and perspective on things. Perception is more of an immediate sensory reaction to an event or a circumstance. You're getting your mental, your emotional senses involved. And if you think about perspective, that's more of a long-term framework on your beliefs and your value system and what your interpretation is through your perception, through your feelings and your emotions and, however you took it in through your senses. And everybody has their own. There's no right, there's no wrong. But I've been learning recently, think about that when somebody brings up any subject. A couple of years ago, I was at a job. There was this gentleman who was getting a boat, and he was so excited that he was getting this boat. Now, my father back in the day used to have boats, and they were big boats, and they had, the living quarters underneath and the kitchen, and you could sit on top. And then, another family had, Boston whalers, with center console because they did fishing. To me, when you say I'm getting a boat, that's where my expectation goes. I don't go right to yacht because, I've never really been that fortunate, but I go pretty far up the boat chain. And a couple weeks passed and this gentleman gets his boat and he shows us the picture of this boat. And it was a little dingy. I mean, it was a nice boat, but it was a little dingy. And my perception goes for what I know, from what I experienced. So you have to look at things from not only your perspective and your perception, but always take into account who you're speaking to and what that person is like, because their perception and perspective is going to be different than yours. So sometimes you have to rein yourself in. So you have your own, and it's good, but always gauge what it is by whom you're speaking with. That was another little pearl. Have a great day. Bye-bye.